The Blue Jays have signed Luke Bard to a minor league deal. He most recently pitched for the Yankees and did quite well for them, so we'll get into that alongside a huge free agency update where a lot of Blue Jays targets are now officially off the boards. We'll discuss that and much more in this episode of Jays Digest. So Jays fans, Nick Gosse, host of Jays Digest, and before we do get into the video, I want to thank you all for the support. We're on the road to 7K subscribers, so make sure to hit the subscribe button. I'll be doing this one solo. Peter got caught up with work, but he'll be back for the next video. But yeah, let's get right into the first topic of this one, and this was a big sneaky signing today. So the Blue Jays make a minor league signing, and obviously news has been pretty slow recently, so anytime the Jays make a little move, we'll be covering it. And Luke Bard, now this is a very interesting signing, and I'll discuss why. So, report came out today from the Blue Jays Twitter. Official, we've signed right-handed pitcher Luke Bard to a minor league deal with an invite to spring training, and additionally we've invited internal non-roster catcher Jamie Ritchie to spring training. But the big thing here now is Luke Bard. Now, if you don't know who Luke Bard is, he most recently pitched for the Yankees, and he didn't pitch for a couple of years. I believe he pitched in 2019. He also pitched last year a little bit in 2022. We'll go over his stats, his baseball savant, and things like that, but he has some very, very good peripherals. He won't blow you away with velocity, averaging, I believe, around 94 miles per hour, but he has some very, very great fastball spin and sneaky good pitches. So you can see here from Thomas Hall saying Bard, who's 32 years old, certainly features an intriguing 5-pitch arsenal, a 4-seamer, which is 99th percentile spin rate in 2022, a slider, which is a -2 run value, curveball, same thing, changeup, and excellent velocity and break. Only 1.7% K to walk rate in 15 innings pitched, but a nice minor league signing for the Blue Jays. And obviously this is a minor league signing, so he's going to be coming to spring training, maybe battling for that, another bullpen spot. But obviously we have tons of players, as we've discussed several times, on our show here, that, we have both the Fernandezes, Jr., Julian. We have tons of other people, Yasser Zualeta coming up. Ricky Tiedemann at some point, who's, he's more of a longer term. He's going to be a starter most likely, but the point is that there's a lot of people battling for that bullpen spot, and Luke Bard is another one to add to that. Another person we can look forward to in spring training over the next couple of weeks here. So it's going to be very, very exciting. Another screenshot here from Zach saying Bard's fastball, 4-seam fastball, sits at 94 miles per hour and is in the 99th percentile in spin. He does throw 5 pitches, and he goes on to say that the Jays are really starting to build up some insane depth. It's nice to see. The days of Sergio Romo, Matt Peacock, and Anthony Banda are long behind us. And me and Peter discussed that in yesterday's video, that this depth is phenomenal, because last year we did have to rely on Anthony Banda, Matt Peacock, like you said. And of course, I'm sure a lot of you remember the Sergio Romo days. Those days are now gone. We have so much depth that, put it into perspective, we had so much depth that we could afford to release Matt Gage, who pitched to a sub-2 ERA in his brief time with the Blue Jays. But we just have so much depth that we were able to do that, and now we add another depth signing in Luke Bard, who has some very, very good peripherals. Obviously, he's 32 years of age, so he's not really a project. He's more of someone you hope maybe can make an impact at the major league level, and if not, he, of course, some minor league depth there in AAA. But you can have a look at this, and we'd like we discussed a bunch here already. Great percentile spin rate. The slider has a 92nd percentile spin rate, and the cutter with the 96th percentile. And here is his baseball savant in 2022. Obviously, he didn't pitch many innings, therefore some of the peripherals are not there. But you can see on the left, he has tons of pitches, a great pitch mix, 94 mile per hour fastball, 86 slider. He has a curveball, a cutter, a changeup, and he has the pitch mix of a starter. But he is at this point in his career a bullpen guy, and someone that we hope can maybe make an impact. We can see here now as well, his fastball velocity is a 35th percentile with a 99th percentile spin rate. But maybe he does go in and, maybe he'll be a 5th starter. Who knows? Maybe he surprises everyone and becomes a 5th starter. Who knows? It's going to be interesting to see. And here is his baseball reference page. Last year, he only pitched one game with the Yankees, like I said, but he also pitched with the Tampa Bay Rays for the larger part of the season, with 14 innings pitched, where he gave up 3 earned runs, and he was very good. Obviously, he was very good for the Yankees, but he only pitched 1 inning there. But he was also very good for the Rays in 2022. And then if you look back there to 2020, he had a pretty poor year with a 6.75 ERA. But then in 2019, he had a mediocre year, pitching to around a league average ERA plus at 97. But overall, he's a depth signing. He pitched for the 1 inning for the Yankees, which I thought it was more than that, but it was the Rays I was thinking about. But had a very good year for the Rays in limited pitching, a solid year for the Yankees in 1 inning, of course. But I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see. And let us know in the comments what your thoughts are on the signing and what he could potentially bring to the table. Moving on now, we have a massive free agency update where, for us Blue Jays fans, is a bit disappointing, a bit upsetting, as three key targets are now officially off the board for the Blue Jays, and we were kind of hoping that maybe the Blue Jays were going to make one more bullpen move, but it's not going to be happening. Most recently, the Dodgers and former All-Star closer, this is 30 minutes ago as of recording, Alex Reyes are in an agreement on a one-year, $1.1 million deal that includes a $3 million club option. The deal, which is pending physical, is loaded with performance bonuses that could make the deal worth up to $10 million. And at initial look at this, a one-year, $1.1 million deal seems like a steal. And this was the Blue Jays were heavily mentioned by several, writers, reporters to be in on Alex Reyes. And this is a deal you'd think the Blue Jays would be able to match, obviously a one-year, $1.1 million deal. However, of course, it can go up to $10 million in performance bonuses, which would be the best way to do this as he's coming off major surgery, having that major injury. But at the same time, he's been an all-star in the past, and he has all-star caliber pitches, meaning that, the performance bonuses will be very, very good for him. Because if he does end up, returning to his old self, he'll get paid more. And if he doesn't, it's only a $1.1 million deal. So a huge deal for the Los Angeles Dodgers, who are already a powerhouse, but a phenomenal move for them. And then moving on to the Dodgers once again, outfielder David Peralta and the Los Angeles Dodgers are in agreement on a one-year, $6.5 million contract, pending the physical. Incentives can take the deal to $8 million. And he, of course, joins Trace Thompson, Chris Taylor, and others likely to get left field at bats. Great deal for David Peralta, who's obviously, past his prime, of course, but at 35 years old is still getting paid solid. He's still a very serviceable outfielder, as we've discussed on this channel in the past, and someone that the Blue Jays could have been going for. And I'm sure it hasn't been released yet, but maybe the Blue Jays had interest, and that leaves now only one real outfielder who I'll discuss in a second. But then the final signing of the day was free agent left-handed reliever Andrew Chafin in agreement with the Diamondbacks on a one-year contract. Now, this is the one that hurts the most because this is someone that the Blue Jays were also pursued to be going after, and someone that the Blue Jays could have pursued at only $6.5 to $7.5 million. So we can just assume it's a one-year, $7 million deal or around there, which is not a bad price to pay at all. Obviously, significantly more expensive base salary than Alex Reyes, but he's coming off a great season. He is a lefty. So that leaves us with Matt Moore and, Robbie Grossman is the main one for potential Blue Jays targets. Now, I don't think the Blue Jays are going to go out and sign a reliever at this point. They have too many options. Obviously, they made the minor league signing that we discussed already in this video. So it kind of leaves, if they do want to make a bullpen signing, Matt Moore is kind of the one that makes the most sense. However, if we're talking about an outfielder, a fourth outfielder who mashes left-handed pitching, which is another need, it would be Robbie Grossman. Now, on Monday is when, you can put everyone to the IL and the Blue Jays can make some, roster space as of Monday. So the Blue Jays are going to make a move. It might be on Monday, so keep an eye out for that. We might even have a live stream for you guys covering the potential moves that go down because Robbie Grossman hasn't signed yet, which is very, very strange. So maybe the Blue Jays are kind of interested in him and might be waiting to make the signing official until they can put everyone on the IL, put Ryu on the IL, and then officially get room open for that, which is going to be very, very interesting. But I don't know. It's a bit of an unfortunate free agency update. And, of course, the Blue Jays, out of these, three players here, the only one that the Blue Jays really, Alex Reyes was one that I was hoping we would just take a flyer on. But, of course, he got a major league deal. Some people were saying he would only get a minor league deal. He did end up getting a major league deal at a very reasonable price. So I'm not too upset about that. I would have liked that the Blue Jays match this offer, but they have tons of internal options. Now, when you look at the David Peralta, that would have also made tons of sense for the Blue Jays, especially from a depth perspective, a veteran perspective. Adding some more, veteran, leadership to the team would have been very, very good for the Blue Jays. But of course, if they have their eyes set on someone like Robbie Grossman, then that makes sense to let them go. And it was only $6.5 million. But this was the big one here. Obviously, it doesn't seem like at this point that the Blue Jays are going for a bullpen arm. So, signing Andrew Chafin may have not made tons of sense, but at the end of the day, it hurts a little bit knowing that in the span of a couple hours here today, on February 11th, Saturday, a lot of the Blue Jays, options are gone. But we've been discussing on the show a lot recently, the Blue Jays are probably done making major moves. Some reports have come out that maybe no more huge moves to be made. The last one that could be available is Robbie Grossman. So that'll kind of wrap up this topic and wrap up the video. Hope you guys did enjoy it, and let me know in the comment section below, out of those three moves, which one are you most disappointed the Blue Jays didn't match? For me, it was probably between Alex Reyes and Andrew Chafin, specifically the Alex Reyes one, because the deal seems so good, and I love performance bonus-based contracts. If they perform, then you get your value worth anyways from the contract. But that'll wrap this video up. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you enjoy the the videos. We've been posting daily for a while now. We missed a couple days there, taking a break. But Peter will be back for the next video. We might not have a video tomorrow because it is Super Bowl Sunday, so we will most likely see you guys on Monday. So enjoy the Super Bowl, enjoy the the party, whatever you guys do, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.